Corrective pruning of trees is done for many reasons, including to maintain the tree's shape, correct problems that develop such as broken branches, suckers, water sprouts, and reversions, and to thin out the canopy. Here's an image of a tree before corrective pruning and after corrective pruning. The corrective pruning was done to maintain the tree's shape and correct branch problems. Occasionally, one branch may grow with more vigor than the others and give the tree an unbalanced appearance. Use heading cuts to trim those branches back to an outward-facing or side-facing bud or branch. When tree branches break or die back, prune to remove broken branches as soon as possible, using clean cuts so they seal over. If the branch has died back from disease, remember to sanitize your tools frequently. Many ornamental trees are grafted. This means they have the root system from one plant and the top of another that has been selected for better ornamental characteristics. The root section is called the rootstock, and the top portion is called the scion. Sometimes buds from the rootstock begin to grow. The growth is often very vigorous and does not have the desired appearance. When the buds from the rootstock grow at the soil line, they are called suckers. Prune to remove suckers any time of year by pruning them close to the soil line. But depending on where the graft is on the tree, the unwanted growth may be higher than the soil line. Prune out this unwanted growth as soon as you detect it. This is a picture of a weeping cherry standard. A standard is a tree that is grafted to a single, very tall rootstock to give a tree-like appearance to a shrub or to create a weeping ornamental tree. Unwanted growth developed at the graft union, and it was not promptly pruned out. Now the tree has very few weeping branches, and many upright branches have developed from the rootstock. For trees like flowering cherries or crab apples, you may have to remove suckers every year. Pruning is the best way to remove them. Never use herbicides to kill or remove suckers. In addition to broken branches and suckers, water sprouts are another problem you can fix with corrective pruning. These are vigorous upright growths on the branches and often form in response to severe pruning or topping. Water sprouts detract from the tree's appearance and are not as strong as a true branch. Prune water sprouts as soon as you detect them any time of year. Sometimes trees with mutations such as dwarf growth, contorted forms, or variegated foliage will return to their normal forms. This is called a reversion. The natural form is often more vigorous and will dominate the plant. Prune to correct these reversions as soon as you detect them to maintain the tree's desired appearance. As trees grow, their canopy can become very dense with growth, reducing the air and light penetration to the interior branches and leaves. This can cause weaker growth and increase insect and disease pressure. Prune to maintain a tree's shape and to correct problems. Additionally, prune to thin out a dense canopy, removing crossing branches, broken branches, and water sprouts. It should be noted that Japanese maples often have crossing branches, but if you remove all of them, you will destroy the natural grace and beauty of the tree. Eliminate crossing branches that are causing wounds, but do not try to eliminate all of them. As you prune to thin out a dense canopy, also remove poorly distributed branches that develop as the tree grows. When you're doing these thinning cuts, do not remove more than 25% of the tree's canopy in a growing season. Remember, prune trees to maintain their shape, correct problems by removing water sprouts, suckers, and reversions, prune to thin out a dense canopy, and remove poorly distributed branches. And do not remove more than 25% of the tree canopy in a growing season.